Hello and welcome to the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association. It's going to be a very exciting race tonight, live from Daytona International Speedway. This is the Lazy Days 200 at Daytona. Very excited to bring you this race tonight. It is the cutoff race for round one of the playoffs, and we'll be showing the points here in just a moment to see where drivers are entering into the event and who's going to be likely to move on and who's going to be right on edge all race long. 80 laps tonight for 200 miles around the famous Daytona International Speedway, one of the greatest racetracks in the world. The World Center of Stock Car Racing and stages tonight: lap 20, lap 40, and lap 80. As the drivers in the practice session right now trying to get accustomed to the draft package that has been updated here in iRacing. We've seen some awesome moves and racing so far in the practice session, and currently fastest on the board is Josiah Vincent. That's going to be important to remember as we take a look at the point standings here. We do want to welcome you to V-Speed and thank you for joining us tonight. Always a pleasure to broadcast these races. Let's take a look at the point standings as they enter into Daytona. AJ Stravato is going to be locked in along with Keith Mayato, both of those drivers with their wins in this round of the playoffs. Also, in terms of points, they're the two that have pulled away the most. And then Mark Emerson pretty much locked in as he enters into the race. Things could go crazy and he could find himself out, but he'd have to earn essentially 0 points, and right now third fastest. I don't think we have quite a full field, so he'll be most likely moving on. Seth Hatchell, Ryan Gimmel, also in pretty good positions. Eric Hutton up 40 from that cut line. And each of the top 6 drivers has playoff points coming into tonight's race. And they'll be looking forward to next round and being able to use those to get a little bit of a leg up. Chris Simard right there, 34 points up. Dallas Sullivan, 33. They're both in pretty good shape as long as they get a reasonable finish here tonight. Dennis Faircloth, he's the next one who's still got a bit of a margin to the cut line, 21 points up, and then things get really, really close from 10th on down. Josiah Vincent, Jeremiah Vincent, Safe Ferris, Tony Baird, all separated by just 6 points, or rather, it's just 4 points. So, going to be very close for those guys. I'm sure they're going to be pushing to get some stage points early on. Right now, Safe Ferris pretty quick. He's 4th quickest. Josiah Vincent, again, fastest on the practice board. But practice times don't necessarily mean all that much. Got some cars hard in the wall in the practice session. But drivers on the outside looking for the finish to lock themselves into next round, which would be a win. That's Tony Baird, Timmy Emanuele, Nick Gardner, and Nick Starling. All of those guys currently on the outside looking in. Gonna try and race their way in here tonight. None of them are out on points alone. We're getting some in-car feedback from Mark Emerson, who's saying that with this package, thinks there's going to be a ton of doors being beat in and massive wrecks. A lot of side drafting most likely going to happen here tonight. But it'll be interesting to see who moves on, along with AJ Stravato and Keith Mayato, as we are wrapping up the practice session. Going to be headed to qualifying. And we do see some new paint schemes on track tonight. We'll have to highlight those as we look at the cars throughout the race. Let's look at the weather tonight. 74-degree air temp, 78-degree track temp. So going to be plenty of grip. Not that that's really ever an issue here at Daytona. But nice cool temperatures as the sun is beginning to set. We see Nick Starling rolling out onto the speedway. The number 99 below the double yellow Toyota Camry. Getting up to speed here on the apron of turns 1 and 2. Really trying to wheel that thing as quick as possible to get the most momentum built up for his qualifying laps. And Nick coming in at the bottom of the playoff standings. He got 2 wins last year and has yet to find victory lane just yet this season. He's had a few good runs, and obviously worked himself into the playoffs and was well within the top 16 as things turned over there and we reset the stage, but needs a really good run here to be able to move on to round number 2. Mark Emerson says he is not going to be qualifying. Trying to stay in the back here early on. Want to welcome Blazer Pete. Thanks for joining. Hope you enjoy the race tonight. TJ Brendel also on the racetrack. Eric Lambert out here as well. The Simulators Anonymous Chevy Camaro. Getting up to speed. Chris Samard also out here, one of the playoff drivers. Chris in pretty good shape to move on, as long as he gets a reasonable finish. And he'll come across the line for lap 1:47.978. That'll put him at the top, bypassing Safe Ferris, Timmy Emanuele, Nathaniel Ostrowski, and Nick Starling jumps to the top now at 47.60, and that was his first lap, so we'll see what he can do on lap number 2. If he can improve on that, just barely edging out Nick Alves by 6/1000ths of a second. As Nick streaking through turns 3 and 4, still at the top of the leaderboard. And out of turn number 4, down that front straightaway to the tri-oval across the start-finish line. Right now, Timmy Emanuele jumps to the top. Starling not going to be able to beat Chris Samard, so Samard currently provisional pole sitter. As we do have 15 cars with lap times, now 16 with lap times. Keith Mayato, Seth Hatchell on the racetrack right now. Looks like Keith just wrapped up his lap. He'll go to second. Seth Hatchell, driver to the number 8, two-time winner this season, working down the back straightaway for his second lap. 190 miles an hour down into turn number 3. Eric Lambert jumps to 4th on the board. Great lap there from the number 3 car. As now 22 drivers' times have come in. Ryan Gimmel on the track right now, trying to submit his first lap. Nick Gardner, who won at Talladega, comes across for his first lap. They'll go 20th and 21st respectively. Still another lap for both of them to get in here. Hatchell goes to second, 13/1000ths behind his teammate Chris Samard. So the V-Speed machines 1, 2, 3. If Ryan Gimmel can get up there with them, it'll be a 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Ryan working down the back straightaway. The number 6, he's having a little bit of a connection issue there. Dennis Faircloth, who's had a couple good runs at these tracks, 47.59. He'll jump up to 8th position. And Ryan Gimmel going to take the pole, so right now it's a V-Speed top 4 at Daytona. Looking like AJ Stravato probably not going to put a lap time in as well. Cody Adkins, the last driver out on track. 25 drivers with a lap time in. Cody going to try and get his first one in. I think right here, we'll see. Now, looks like this is his first flyer lap. Also, Justin Carey pulling out on the racetrack, the number 21 car. Those will be what appears to be the last 2 to get a lap time in. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we will be right back with your starting grid.
Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing, with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy, you ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there, right, Dad?
You can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be here about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay, I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/vspeedsim. And back at the racetrack now, going to be going to the starting grid for tonight's race. The Lazy Days 200 from Daytona. We'll see who's starting up front tonight. With the pole, V-Speed driver Ryan Gimmel, also in the playoffs, looking to advance here tonight. He's going to roll off from first. His teammate, Chris Samard, going to be a V-Speed sweep of the front row. He'll roll off second with a very good time there, 47.544. Row number 2, also going to be V-Speed teammates, so a 1 through 4 sweep in qualifying for the drivers. The V-Speed Camaro Seth Hatchell, third position on the grid. Keith Mayato going to be rolling off from 4th tonight. Starting in 5th, Nick Starling, who desperately needs the points to advance to next round. He'll be rolling off from the 5th position. Starting in 6th, Eric Lambert, the birthday boy, according to Kinetic Boom in chat. Happy birthday, and a great lap time there from Eric to put him up in 6th at the start of tonight's race. Rolling off from 7th position, it's going to be Nick Gardner, who won at Talladega not all that long ago. He's going to be looking to try and go for another win here. He's going to need the points to advance as well. Josiah Vincent, right there above the cut line, he'll be rolling off from 8th position tonight. Timmy Emanuele, who needs the points, he'll roll off 9th. Cody Adkins going to be starting in the 10th position. Starting in 11th, it's Dennis Faircloth. Starting in 12th, Michael Newman in the 12. Nathaniel Ostrowski starting 13th. Justin Carey going to be rolling off from 14th. Lyle Sulfridge starting in 15th position. Zach Smith rolling off from 16th. 17th is going to be Jordan Shepler, and Jeremiah Vincent, who also is going to be looking for a few points here early on. He'll be rolling off 18th. Nick Alves starting in 19th, and Eric Hutton, a playoff driver, he'll roll off from 20th. Brett Sommers in a new look number 7 car. Let's see if we can find him on the racetrack. He'll be rolling off from the 21st position. 22nd going to be Safe Ferris, another playoff driver currently on the inside of the cut line, but only by 2 points. Joey Means going to be rolling off from 23rd. 24th is going to be Kyle Payne. 25th, Dennis Steele. 26th, TJ Brendel. 27th, Tony Baird, a playoff driver who's on the outside looking in. AJ Stravato currently locked in. He'll roll off 28th. 29th, Mark Emerson essentially locked in. He'll roll off 29th. Dallas Sullivan comfortably in the playoffs. He'll roll off 30th here tonight. 31st, Lane Sulfridge. 32nd, Alan Dice. 33rd, Jordan Brackell. Was just told the other day that I was pronouncing his name wrong for a long time now. So Jordan Brackell, I think I got it right. 33rd tonight on the grid. Robert Gilmore starting 34th. And that's going to do it. 34 drivers in tonight's race. Cheer on your favorite driver. Let us know you're out there and who you are rooting for. Ryan Gimmel about to get us going. So we wait for the green flag. There it is. We are underway for the Lazy Days 200 from Daytona. Ryan Gimmel, Chris Samard lead the field off down into turn number 1. So much on the line tonight for so many drivers, and everybody well behaved here as we get rolling through turns 1 and 2 side by side for about the first 15 rows as they work to try and figure things out. Gimmel gets an advantage down low with help from his teammate Seth Hatchell. Through 3 and 4, Gimmel, Hatchell, Nick Starling trying to get clear for 3rd position. And how important would these points be here in stage number 1 for Nick Starling? As Gimmel will lead lap number 1. We'll bring the ticker up so you can follow along with your favorite driver. Let's see where they are at throughout the race. Gimmel leading over his teammate, Seth Hatchell, and then Nick Starling down in that low line. Side-by-side battle between Nick Gardner and Chris Samard. That's going to be 4th and 5th. And then side-by-side on back from there, about 2 wide. No 3 wide racing just yet. Everybody well behaved as they work down into turn number 3 for the 2nd time tonight. And now about the top 4. The top 4 are all single file, and the battle is 5th and 6th. We've got a close call right there for the 21 of Justin Carey, who gets a little bit squirrely through turn 4, but able to hang on to it as he rides behind Dennis Faircloth. Faircloth so close to winning at Talladega. He saw Nick Gardner drive away from him there on the last stretch. But look for that number 80 to make some moves tonight. Have an opportunity to maybe get up there and win this thing. We've got cars kind of snaking around on the backstretch, trying to figure things out. Zach Smith working to the inside of Jeremiah Vincent, but Vincent getting a very good run into turns 3 and 4. He'll try and get to the back bumper of Michael Newman. And we see the 77 Chick-fil-A machine. That is Eric Hutton dropping to the low line there. And we've got Jeremiah Vincent going to join him now. Having trouble staying down there through the tri-oval, but now gets in line as the field works down back into turns 1 and 2. It's Gimmel, Hatchell, Starling, Gardner, and Emmanuel, the top 5. As they continue to circulate around here, everyone's so well behaved, but we've got 3 wide a little bit farther back now. That was Michael Newman, I think, in the middle. See if I can find that. He dropped like a rock. Not sure what happened to the 12. He's lost 8 positions early on. And he just got taken 3 wide. As drivers trying to get up there and get into the stage points zone. The top 10 going to be able to earn stage points at the end of lap number 20. And also the end of lap number 40. And right now, the top 10 all single file. Many of them playoff drivers. And a few that are not, looking to spoil the party. Perhaps get a surprise win. And very calm at the moment, but let's look a little bit farther back. You see Keith Mayato up there on the outside. He and his teammate Chris Simard have fallen after being up there in the high lane. I'm not sure the high lane is going to be the move tonight. You see Eric Hutton jump out there, though, as he rides in 13th position alongside Zach Smith. And now with a little bit of assistance from Jeremiah Vincent. Hutton in 14th, battling for that 13th spot. Now getting some good speed up high. He'll get past the 1 car and start to try and challenge the 24 of Nick Alves. But you see Jeremiah Vincent, he'll jump to the low line and leave the 77 up there. And now Mayato to the back of the 77 alongside his teammate Chris Simard. And so far, I haven't seen any crazy moves from any of these playoff drivers to try and get up there in the mix. In a big field here tonight, I think a lot of drivers may be a bit anxious about making those kinds of moves with the new untested draft package. But we might see a few charges late in the going in this stage. It's going to be a question of who's going to make those moves, though. Look at them streak on past there out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway, we see Zach Smith up there in the high lane. Hutton to the inside. They've swapped lanes. And Eric Hutton going to take 13th position. And then a big bump there as Zach Smith comes down, kind of throws the block on Jeremiah Vincent. That's going to cause Keith Mayato to jump out of line. He's trying to get some help from his teammate Chris Simard, but Simard jumps down low. And now the 7 of Brett Sommers in that new look Boston web marketing machine. Going to pull up to the back of the 36 as we were starting to see a bit of separation here. The top 14 in a group tailed by Zach Smith. And then about 5 or so car lengths back to the 9 of Jeremiah Vincent, who kind of leads a second group of race cars. But Jeremiah pulling back into range as he makes an evasive maneuver to avoid the 77, who was well off the pace for a moment. And that's going to cause him to lose 2 positions. But Jeremiah really does need these stage points. Another driver who needs them desperately is going to be Safe Ferris, who rides in 22nd. So a bit surprising to see Safe back here. He's run very well in these races in the past. And right now, appears to be biding his time in the low lane in that 22nd position. And no challengers up front just yet. Still single file. Ryan Gimmel has led the entirety of this race. There's now maybe some challengers, and Eric Lambert, it looked like he was going to make the move to the outside in that simulator's anonymous Chevy Camaro. Birthday boy up here in the top 10. And you see back there things a little bit more wild side by side. AJ Stravato almost looked like he was coming to pit lane. He got shoved down there below the double yellow. No pun intended. As he's going to drop all the way to the tail of the field. He'll be scored dead last, 34th position, halfway through stage number 1. But again, the driver of that 48, he doesn't have to worry about anything tonight. He's advancing in after his win last week at Michigan. A crazy finish between himself and Keith Mayato, and Keith was going for 2 in a row in this round of the playoffs, but Stravato able to close out the deal. Also, Stravato won last night in the Virtual Racing League broadcast right here on V-Speed. Able to drive away late in that one at Kansas in these Cup cars. Very impressive performances we are accustomed to seeing from the driver of the 48. As up here, status quo continues. The top 10 or 11 all the way back there to Nick Alves. So Alves actually in 11th. And Zach Smith now clear of the outside lane. But here comes Eric Hutton with some help from Mayato, as the outside lane starting to mount a charge with some of the playoff drivers. We see quite a few guys actually kind of slipping and sliding out there. I really don't know what the cause of all that is, but I've seen a lot of drivers kind of make moves side to side, and maybe it is just the side draft that is causing that. I think I saw someone fall a few positions, but we've got a lead pack here of 24 drivers. TJ Brendel in that Cheetos machine, he's currently in the 24th position, and back a second and a half, we've got a 4-car grouping with Cody Adkins, Jordan Scheffler, Robert Gilmore, and Lane Sulfridge, and then a little ways back, Mark Emerson with about 5 other cars as well, including Dallas Sullivan. And Dallas, I'm surprised not up in the mix trying to get some of the stage points. They're a bit too far back at this point unless something breaks out. You see Safe Fair is making some moves to the inside now of Jeremiah Vincent. That was a bold move, and we are used to seeing that from the driver of the 44 as he works now up into the 16th position, so starting to make a charge towards the front. Now he'll jump to the outside of Mayato, try and give a shot to the 77. Nope, he'll jump back in line with his pseudo teammate. In between the V-Speed machines is the 44 in the Team Red Speed car, and he's technically got no teammates out here with Dale Glessner and Kevin Cornelius not in tonight's event, but he'll be working with the Team V-Speed drivers as he works now to the inside of Justin Carey, and that'll be for 14th position as Mayato jumped to the outside lane. And Safe not able to get up there just yet, but he's going to squeeze up there in front of the 21 as they continue to march towards the top 10. And things still remaining single file up here at the front. Seth Hatchell not challenging his teammate, probably satisfied to push the 6 car to a stage win. It would really help Gimmel, who's only got the 1 playoff point. And the 16 of Nick Gardner all squirrely through 3 and 4. And what it appears that this new draft package has made these cars a bit more unstable. Even with the low track temp, they've really started to slide around out here. And we do have that second groove charging now. Eric Lambert jumps to the high side, and Josiah Vincent almost made it work out there. He did not get up in front of the 3 car in time, and so Lambert leading the outside lane, currently in the 8th position and moving forward as he gets alongside now Dennis Faircloth, who rides in 6th. And here they come alongside Timmy Emanuele. Look at this run on the outside groove. Eric Lambert now challenging for the 5th position as he'll be alongside the SpaceX Chevy Camaro through the tri-oval. 5 laps to go in the stage. Who is going to win it? Is it going to be that inside lane or the outside lane? Going to make a charge all the way up there. Safe Ferris has climbed into the top 10. Michael Newman brushing the wall. He's going to lose a bit of ground because of that. He'll drop to the tail end of this pack in the 19th position. Now falling to 20th behind Brett Sommers. But things getting a bit crazy up here now that we've seen this second groove appear. And Eric Lambert leading them along. They seem to have stalled out just a little bit alongside the 39 of Timmy Emanuele. Maybe going to have to start utilizing the side draft, which can be a bit dangerous. And not a lot of drivers really like to do that. You see Keith Mayato start to slide down the track, maybe to use that on the 80 of Dennis Faircloth. And the 39 of Timmy Emanuele, you see him come up the racetrack to try and pour some of that air onto the rear spoiler of the 3 car. And it did work. He's actually got an advantage down the backstretch, so Eric Lambert getting a bit of side draft effect on that race car. And now they're going to mount another charge to the outside. It looks like he just paid it back to the 39, but the top 4 still single file. Ryan Gimmel, Seth Hatchell, Nick Starling, and Nick Gardner, all playoff drivers. 2 who would essentially lock themselves in with these stage points, and then 2 that very much need them at the bottom of the standings. But man, this would change a lot if the 99 and the 16 both get stage points up here in the 3rd and 4th positions. And you know, Nick Starling, he's going to probably go for the stage win. Probably no qualms about trying to move to the outside of the V-Speed Camaros if he can get some help from Nick Gardner and others. And I think he's probably working with the 39 of Timmy Emanuele. As just 2 more laps to go in that outside lane, has lost some speed. Eric Lambert falling back. Keith Mayato not able to give him much assistance as the 3 really suffering the effects of the side draft. But you see the 16 car get a little bit loose. That checks him up down low. And a very close call for the 36 and the 1 down the back straightaway here. Got War Bovine cheering on the Simulator Anonymous boys. That is Eric Lambert and Robert Gilmore. And Lambert right now in the 7th position as they exit turn number 4, headed to the last lap of the stage. You see Safe Ferris, Keith Mayato maybe going to jump down to the inside line as they have really broken up behind them. And that is not going to be the end of the stage just yet. They've got to make it around one more time. So this could be an opportunity for both Mayato and Safe Ferris to potentially get up there and get a couple more stage points. You know, Safe really needs them. Here goes Mayato to the inside of Dennis Faircloth. Big move right there. And there goes Nick Starling, going to jump to the outside. Not going to get any help. So here comes Nick Gardner and Timmy Emanuele. That could have been a move made a little bit in error. But Safe Ferris looked like he was maybe going to jump up there and give some assistance. But he needs those points as much as anybody. So Nick Starling goes from 3rd. He'll be right at the back of the top 10. And Ryan Gimmel going to win stage number 1 as the yellow flag about to fly. There it is. Ryan Gimmel, winner of the stage. Let's take a look at the top 10 as they made it across the start-finish line. Ryan Gimmel is going to get that playoff point, 10 bonus points, essentially locking himself into round number 2 with that. Seth Hatchell, he'll get 9 points, and same scenario, he pretty much locks himself in. Nick Gardner, 16 points below the cut line. He gets 8 of them right there. It's going to be very important for him. And the Vincent brothers did not get any stage points, and could see them fall out of the top 12 here tonight. Timmy Emanuele, 4th. He needed those points as well. Keith Mayato, who doesn't really matter. He gets 5th. Safe Ferris, he gets valuable 5 points. Eric Lambert gets 4. Nick Starling, he'll get 3 points. Dennis Faircloth and Zach Smith, I think that just swapped, possibly. Dennis Faircloth 9th, Zach Smith in the 10th position at the end of the stage. So that is how they came across the line, the top 10. End of stage number 1, very clean racing. We didn't see any issues at all. But that is going to take us to a quick side-by-side commercial break. We'll be back and potentially get a driver interview in these long pace laps, but don't go anywhere.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association,
starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/vspeedsim. Welcome to V-Speed, your home for sim racing excitement, providing dramatic moments from iRacing and beyond. We offer broadcasting for leagues across iRacing with specialized packages to help grow your league and advertise your sponsors.
Shot at it, I think, and right now Stravato with that advantage. It's half a car length the difference between first and second going into turn one. He gives the bumper to Connor Horn.
These two have gone all year to get to this point. Jacob Shorba drifting up the racetrack. They make contact. The 88 goes around. The 95 goes around. The 12 caught in it.
Our design team can help you create anything from paint schemes to sim rig parts with expertise in both 2D and 3D design with 3D printing capabilities. Looking to get into broadcasting yourself? We can help you design and operate custom overlays to make your stream look as professional as possible. Our team can create and manage custom merchandise sales for you and your team. Check out our shop to see what we have in stock and how we can create some awesome merch for you. Check out our race replays on YouTube or catch us live weekly on Twitch. Visit us at vspeedsim.com to see how we can help you on your iRacing journey.
And back at the racetrack now, we're going to see if we can pull up Timmy Emanuele in the 39, who got some good stage points there. See if we can find him here in the audio channels. Timmy Emanuele, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do, sir. How are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. And Timmy, you just made up a bunch of points in that deficit below the cut line. Was that the goal there in stage one, and what are you looking forward to in stage two?
Yeah, the whole goal in stage one was try to get some points. We were going to try to get a win, but this package is not very friendly to runs at the moment, so we're still trying to figure that out. So stage two, we're going to try the same thing, hopefully get up there and get a win. If not, at least score some free points and then go all out in stage three.
Yeah, you pretty much cut that deficit in half. 12 points behind the cut line coming in, and a couple of the drivers right above the cut line didn't earn any. So right now you're in a pretty good spot. But you know, what is it? You know, what was the pressure like coming into tonight? You know, knowing that you needed to perform well.
Really wasn't too much pressure. It's just I can control what I can control, and that's it. You know, gotta, just, like I said last season, kind of look past beyond the hood, and you know, try to make sure I avoid any wrecks, and again, just control what I'm actually able to control. Everything else, you know, just got to let it happen. Hopefully it falls in my favor.
Yes, sir, and things going well for you right now. And clean race, and good luck the rest of the way there, Timmy. We'll see if we can talk to you there at the end.
Thank you. Hopefully so. And we're on our way to Mars right now.
All right. Good luck out there. All right, and that's Timmy Emanuele as I put him back up into the right audio room. Ryan Gimmel going to be leading the way. Nick Gardner took 2 tires trying to break up the V-Speed 1-2. He'll not get a great restart as they get rolling once again. So green flag back out, start of stage number 2. And there's some contact there between Nick Gardner and Nick Starling. Starling trying to hang on to it right in front of Safe Fares. That could have been devastating as they made contact early on. The field checking up down there. We've got a couple cars on the apron. One of them may be going around. Nope, still hanging on to it. That is Jeremiah Vincent and Lyle Sulfridge, who got checked up big time. Let's see what happened here. This was kind of bizarre how the 99... Oh, 16 tried to get in there and just could not. Oh, Safe Fares got checked up. And man, a whole chain reactions. Chris Samard got involved, Justin Carey, and Timmy Emanuele. We just talked to him and we could have nearly cursed him there. But yellow flag is going to fly as we have the 41 of Ostrowski around.
Some damage on the front end of that race car. We'll see who else was involved in this, but cautions breeding cautions. Let's go check it out. All right, involving a playoff driver in Eric Hutton, the 77 up high, alongside the 41 of Ostrowski. A bit of... Man, that looked like a lot of netcode, but Hutton getting quite a bit of front-end damage. Everybody else able to avoid the melee there. Let's go back again and see this. This was... seemed like there was some distance between those race cars. Oh, yeah. I don't think the 41 just lost it. I think it was an incident of netcode there, man. That is unfortunate for Eric Hutton. As I look at the points here, Hutton came in 38 above the cut line. Don't think he earned any points in stage 1. But we'll see if he is going to be able to advance. That could be close. If he does not get out of here with a good finish, right now he'll be towards the rear. Trying to see where he is, actually. Currently 25th position, and the nose missing on that race car. I'm not sure he is aware of that. But that shakes things up a tiny bit. But Ryan Gimmel, Seth Hatchell, Keith Mayato up to the front now. Nick Starling able to hang on to that race car, thankfully. That was a very close call. And that could have been the end of the ride there for Nick Starling if he had been knocked out. Also would have been the end for Nick Gardner. Those two, you know, they're the farthest back in the standings. Both of them earning some stage points. Timmy Emanuele, Safe Ferris would have been a tough hit for all of those drivers if it had gotten into anything bigger than that. A great job by everyone else to avoid the contact. While we're under the yellow flag, I want to make a quick announcement regarding a special event that we are doing here at V-Speed. It is going to be the World 600 in the 1987 Cup cars at Charlotte Motor Speedway. This is the World 600 presented by Aqualix Esports, also benefiting Stand Up to Cancer. Every entry will go to contribute to Stand Up to Cancer, and we want to thank all the sponsors who have helped make this possible, from Below the Double Yellow, V-Speed Garage, Tricky Gaming on Facebook, North Force Racing, Virtual Racing League, and others, Sim Racing Development. You can learn more and register over at belowthedoubleyellow.net. And there's a $15 entry fee, but if we get the amount of entries that we're looking for, the purse could be well over $1,500, and you could have a portion or be in for a portion of that if you make it to the main event. You can also win some money throughout the weekend, even if you don't make it in. So definitely worth it to try and race your way in, and even if you don't advance, you'll know that you've donated to a good cause and Stand Up to Cancer. But this is how it's going to work. Thursday is poll day. That's going to be May 20th, and then the 21st is going to be the heat night. Qualifying on Thursday is actually going to start pretty early, and if you are racing in Road to Pro, we want to get you in as quickly as possible. There will be an option in the registration to say that you're participating in Road to Pro, and that will help us slot you into an earlier qualifying time so you can make the race that evening. Friday, though, the heat races, if you haven't qualified on the front row in qualifying, you'll have to qualify through a heat race, and the top 5 from each heat will advance to the main event, and then 6th through 11th will go to a last chance qualifier. The top 7 in that event will make it in. Saturday is the main event, 250 laps, up to 1,500 or over 1,500 in prizes going to be given away, and so excited for this to happen right here on V-Speed, May 20th through 22nd. You won't want to miss it. If you want to get involved, check out belowthedoubleyellow.net. Waiting for the green flag to fly once again. Gimmel selects the outside lane and gets him rolling. The green flag back in the air as the field works their way back up to speed. Ryan Gimmel, who's been dominant so far in this race with help from his teammate Seth Hatchell. Now V-Speed leading the inside lane, 1, 2, 3. Timmy Emanuele gonna leave the 99 of Nick Starling hanging up there on the high side. He'll get some support from Dennis Faircloth and Eric Lambert as the field works down the back straightaway. Lambert now jumping to the inside groove. He'll slot in between Brett Sommers and the number 4 of Josiah Vincent, who is starting to climb up towards the front now in the top 10. AJ Stravato right there behind him in 11th, so Stravato has gone from the back of the pack up here into the mix. And not too much longer in stage number 2. Nick Starling getting knocked all the way back to 14th position. And not a lot of guys using that high lane. The inside has been very popular here tonight. Nick trying to find a spot in line, and he'll get down in front of the 22. TJ Brendel, that's 17th. So Starling going from 4th to 17th due to being stuck up there in that high lane with no support. You see Josiah Vincent now going to jump to the outside. He'll get some help from AJ Stravato. And the 81 of Cody Adkins down there as well, as AJ going to let the number 4 back in. And the high lane just really not working all that well. But we see Nick Starling jump out there. He's going to try and work with Dennis Steele. Give him a huge shot headed into turn number 1. But not going to work out. He'll jump back to the inside lane and gain a couple spots already after dropping a few. But it's going to be very important for Nick to get up into the top 10 and try and earn some more of those stage points. Really, without those, he's going to have a tough time advancing, I think. How about Ryan Gimmel? He's led every lap so far in this one, trying to find his first win of the season. Join his teammates right there behind him, who both have 2 wins apiece. Gimmel started on the pole tonight. I believe his 2nd or 3rd pole of the season. But no wins just yet. He has had quite a few runner-up finishes and looking for that first victory after winning at Michigan last season. Has not found victory lane just yet this year. Had a really good car last week at Michigan and fortunately involved in an early wreck. Kind of limited his success late in the run. But so far in control of this race. Some good surprises up here in the top 10. We've got Brett Sommers, Eric Lambert hanging on to 7th and 8th spots right now in front of Josiah Vincent and AJ Stravato. And look at this, Nick Starling getting some help from Mark Emerson up high. They're also bringing the 71 of Lane Sulfridge with them. And they're really the only ones working up there. Starling jumps down to the inside lane behind Cody Adkins. And getting closer and closer to that top 10. He kind of leapfrogs to the outside, and then he'll drop in line. And that time Mark Emerson drops down between Kyle Payne and TJ Brendel. And that kind of leaves Lane Sulfridge up there out to dry. He'll find a spot in line behind Zach Smith. Now Nick Starling jumps back to the high side, still trying to work the side draft and not going to be able to make any progress right there. He drops in front of Kyle Payne. Here comes Michael Newman with a head of steam on the high side. But among the top 10, all single file. Nick Gardner, after the contact on the earlier restart, he's still up here in the 6th position. As single file they go all the way back to Starling in 12th. And nobody challenging Ryan Gimmel to try and jump outside. He's got 2 teammates behind him, and they're probably going to just push him the whole way. Safe Ferris, though, looking for his first victory this season. Safe with 5 stage wins, but no race wins. And you know he really wants to get one here after being very good at Talladega and Daytona earlier this season. Not able to find victory lane But up here in fourth with his pseudo teammates in the V-Speed drivers. The 39 of Timmy Emanuele up here, very good run for him. He needs this, and so does Nick Gardner. And Nick Starling still trying to work the outside lane, not making a ton of progress, but he has gotten around Cody Adkins, and now challenging AJ Stravato, but nowhere to drop in line. And no real support up high, but he'll fall in between the 48 and the 81. So he keeps picking them off kind of one at a time, but he's going to need some help to get past these top 10. And now there's a challenger to his outside in Michael Newman, and just starting to run out of time and run out of speed. It'll be 5 to go, or it's already 5 to go for Ryan Gimmel. It'll be 4 to go next time by to the end of the stage. Gimmel getting that stage win. We've got a car around. I think that's Brett Sommers. Or rather, that is the 13 of Jordan Shepler around, and I think Eric Hutton also potentially involved in this one. Let's take a look at what happened. I think that could end the stage. Don't exactly know what happened. Oh, very interesting. See the 77 of Hutton working down the back straightaway. The 46 of Dallas Sullivan just gets into him there, sends him around. And Jordan Shepard nowhere to go. Big hit up against the 77. And still running is that car, but it has seen better days. Let's take another look at this. Just bumper hooks, I think, as Dallas was trying to get in line with him. Oh, big hit right there. So this is what happened. He just hooks him around. Everybody else able to avoid as the 70, the 28 all go through the grass. And could this be the end of playoff hopes for Eric Hutton, who has had a bad night? He has a bit of a buffer, but he is not really taking advantage of it just yet. And if somebody like Safe Ferris or someone behind him in the standings ends up taking the race win, then could be a disaster for Hutton, as Mayato is going to stay out with his teammate there in Safe Ferris. And I think that we may get the 1 to go, and it could be a one-lap shootout to the end of the stage. Let me see if I can find out from some of the race admins. All right, so the word is one-lap shootout for the end of stage 2. Keith Mayato now inheriting the lead, and Safe Fair is right there behind him. Safe going to be hungry to get another playoff point, and he could use those 10 bonus points. That could be the difference between advancing and getting knocked out here in round number 1. So it should be interesting. If you're enjoying what you're seeing so far tonight, check us out on all these different social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You can also find us on YouTube for race replays. If you're enjoying, please consider following or subscribing right here on Twitch. We really do appreciate it. And we'll be doing a giveaway when we get to 200 Twitter followers and to 500 Twitch followers. And we're closing in rapidly on those goals. If you want to be eligible for a giveaway for a hat or a shirt from the V-Speed store, then make sure to hit that follow button right here on Twitch, and check us out on Twitter as well, where we post announcements each and every week before we go live. So Keith Mayato, Safe Fair, is going to be on the front row as they have worked through the field together and now in position to win another stage. The playoff point very valuable for both of these drivers. Mayado already locked into the next round, and he may very well just try and let the 44 win the stage. But it is hard to say right now. And the 16 of Nick Gardner, he could definitely use the points as well. 16 on the outside coming into tonight's race. Let's take a look here actually at the points. As they entered into the night, you see the top two locked in Keith Mayado and AJ Stravato. Some drivers with early success being Timmy Emanuele, Nick Gardner, and Nick Starling, all with points here in the first stage. Tony Baird has not had much success, currently 27th on the racetrack as he's trying to find his footing and try and advance, but right now not in a good position to do so. But we'll have a one-lap shootout for the end of stage 2. They will barely be up to speed as they enter turn 3. So it'll be interesting to see how this works out. As Keith Mayado in control down there in the outside lane. Green flag back in the air as the drivers put the foot to the floor. Mayado with a good restart. He'll jump down in front of Safe Ferris. Timmy Emanuele moves to third now, and Nick Gardner shuffled back to the 4th position. As they go side by side a bit farther back, Eric Lambert jumps down in front of Josiah Vincent. The 99 of Nick Starling able to get back up here in the top 10 because of the pit stops by a few other drivers. But Starling, he'll hang on to 8th, and any playoff or any bonus points will help. It's up here at the front. Keith Mayado, winner from 2 weeks ago, 2nd place last week. Looking for a stage win tonight to match his teammate Ryan Gimmel, but he goes to the high lane. Safe Ferris gonna go to the inside, and at the start finish line it is Safe Ferris winning the stage, and Mayado handed it right to him. And the top 10 look like this. Wasn't sure if Keith was gonna do that, but 10 bonus points and the playoff point to Safe Ferris, who could use those. He'll have 6 playoff points now, which is actually, if he can advance, he will have a really good seeding in the next round. Mayado, 2nd in the stage. Nick Gardner, 3rd. Timmy Emanuele, 4th. Eric Lambert, top 5 in the stage. Brett Sommers, 6th. Josiah Vincent climbs up into the top 10 and 7th. Nick Starling, 8th. Zach Smith, 9th. And AJ Stravato going to round out the top 10 in stage number 2. So good move there by the 36 of Mayado as they try and catch back up to the pace car here. And Safe Ferris in position to potentially have control of this race, but Ryan Gimmel, Seth Hatchell, they both pitted under the last yellow flag. I'm imagining they'll stay out here, and I think almost everybody else up here in the top 16 will pit. Everybody from 17th on back pitted previously. So definitely shaking out interestingly here. I wasn't sure how these drivers below the cut line or right around it were going to perform, and right now I think the drivers on the hot seat potentially could be Dallas Sullivan, the way that things have shaken out. Jeremiah Vincent, and of course Nick Starling and a few others who are below are going to be much closer to advancing now with these stage points. Jeremiah Vincent, who was only 2 points or 4 points above, he's right now in 30th position. He has not gotten any stage points. That number 9 car living on the edge. He's going to have to get a basically a top 5, I think, at this point to advance. As a few of these drivers who have finished well in the stages moving themselves up there into contention to move on. We're going to go to a quick commercial break as these drivers work through the pit cycle, and we will be right back.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy. You ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there, right, Dad?
Pal, you can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be here about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay. I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
Boston Web Marketing is New England's largest full-service web marketing company specializing in SEO, SEM, website design, social media management, reputation management, and more. Founded in 2009, we have rapidly expanded and are able to service small to large clients nationally as well as worldwide. We are a long-standing Google partner with a large team of SEO specialists, certified AdWords professionals, web designers, social media experts, and web marketing gurus. Our team provides excellent, knowledgeable, and highly effective web marketing services. Contact us today to get started. 617-676-8109. www.getfoundquick.com.
The Boston Web Marketing Machine right now in 31st position, but Brett has had a pretty good race starting in 21st. We saw him up there in the top 10 for a good portion of the night. He just made another pit stop under the yellow flag along with quite a few others to top off on fuel, as it could be very close to the end where some of these guys run out. We'll see if they'll have to make a second stop or a final stop during this last stage. But you've got what you've got at this point. You got to earn what you can to try and advance into round 2 of the playoffs. And a couple drivers in a good spot. Pretty much guaranteed are these top 4. Chris Samard with a bit of damage on his race car, but he joins his V-Speed teammates up here in the top 5. Mark Emerson up here after starting at the back of the field. Mark had a really good race last night in VRL, kind of cut short in a wreck on the back straightaway, but green flag back in the air. We're underway once again. Cheer on your favorite drivers here as we enter the second half of the race. Ryan Gimmel absolutely dominant in tonight's event, and he is back out in front. That number 6 car has led, I think, almost half the race to this point. And he's got help from his running mate there in Seth Hatchell. Keep an eye on that 32 car, though, to be bold and aggressive down low. We're used to seeing him make some bold moves, and definitely would not be a surprise to see that happen here tonight. As he races it up side by side with Chris Samard, who leads the outside lane. Samard in front of Tony Baird. And Baird moving up into a better position to try and advance. He didn't get any stage points as far as I'm aware, so it's going to be difficult. He may have to get a win, or at least a very good top 5 finish here, maybe even second or third to lock himself in. Right now, he's got Jeremiah Vincent behind him, and Jeremiah kind of in the same boat. Really needs a fantastic finish at this point. As Safe Fair won stage 2, and he got some good points there in stage number 1. We see the 12 of Michael Newman jump back down. I think he's going to have to serve a pass-through penalty after pitting a little bit too late during the last sequence of stops. So Michael Newman works back onto pit road here. He'll slide into his box. As the top two have broken away side by side, they go for third. Zach Smith jumps out of line a bit farther back. He'll go to the apron and let the field work on past him and try and get back up in line. Dennis Faircloth back here as well. Dennis in a dangerous spot right now to be back here in 22nd with a lot of those contenders up there in front of him. He's got to be very careful to not miss out on valuable points and not get caught up in anything running back here in the mid-pack. His lap 48 up on the board now. Ryan Gimmel still showing the way. The top 6 single file now side by side between Safe Ferris and Tony Baird for 7th. Out of turn number 2 they go. Safe inside the low line here. Tony Baird up high. Timmy Emanuele now pulling alongside the 98. Now Jeremiah Vincent going to pull alongside. So the outside lane really has not gotten going at all tonight. And a little bit concerned as to this update with the draft package. We used to have some pretty good competitive racing up there on the high side, and it just does not seem like you can carry runs up there. You can really slingshot, but it's hard to sustain that speed. As Jeremiah Vincent now leading the second groove, and he's got no help as it's about 2 or 3 car lengths back to Dennis Steele. The 9 now going to slot in front of the 48. Nick Starling right here as well. We see the 77 of Eric Hutton still circulating around here, but he is a lap down and nearly run into by the 68 of Kyle Payne. As they go 3 wide, Zach Smith in the middle almost turns right down into the 16 of Nick Gardner. That could have been catastrophic. Back here outside the top 20. And Kyle Payne a little bit off the pace. He may have made some contact with the 77. But look at that. Driver's just flying on past. Joey Mines right there. In 27th position, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast machine. Joey back a few spots from where he started, but you see him racing side by side up there in front of him. That is Jordan Brackell, Nick Gardner, Alan Dice, a few others up in that mix. But out in front, Ryan Gimmel still showing the way, and it is still single file. All the way back to Timmy Emanuele, Nick Starling. Here comes Jeremiah Vincent dropping into the inside lane. And actually thought about it, but has not fully committed to being down there, as he does fall into line. The first battle on track now between Dallas Sullivan and what appears to be Eric Lambert for 13th and 14th. Everybody else single file using that low lane. TJ Brendel trying to find room to run, and he's going to stick right up there with the 46. They check up a little bit down in that low lane. Dallas leading the second groove now. We'll see if they can muster up any kind of momentum to get up there and challenge for even a top 10. Right now they are just losing time. 14th position and fading. And Brett Somers catches the apron just a little bit right there, able to hang on to it. And I really do like the paint scheme updates on that car. Definitely very sharp. And a bit refreshing to see over his other scheme. As we have completed over 50 laps tonight. Let's look at the recap. 4 cautions, 2 of those for stages, and 3 lead changes. Ryan Gimmel has been dominant. And really the only lead changes are from Gimmel pitting, Keith Mayato taking over, then Safe Ferris taking over, and then handing it right back to Ryan. So those are the only leaders we've seen out here today. We'll do a quick run through the field of all of these guys. Ryan Gimmel up here, he has led 46 out of 52 laps in a dominating performance. Seth Hatchell in second. After starting in third, he has been in second pretty much all race long. Chris Samard Started second. He's right now in third. Mark Emerson, biggest mover of the race, up 25 spots to fourth, and looking to potentially upset the V-Speed drivers up here in the top three. Justin Carey up 9 spots to fifth. Keith Mayato back a few spots. He's led 3 laps tonight. Say Fair is also leading 3 laps. He's up 15 positions, and a very good run for him. And much needed points being earned in the first 2 stages. Timmy Emanuele right here in the 8th spot. Great race so far for Timmy. 9th, Nick Starling back a few spots, but we saw Nick up there in the top 5 for quite a bit of the first run. It kind of faded there on the last lap, and has not really been able to fully recover just yet, but Jeremiah Vincent up 8 spots behind him. AJ Stravato up 17 positions, charging up here to 11th. Josiah Vincent back a few spots to the 12th position. Eric Lambert back 7. Zach Smith now jumping to the outside. He is going to be up 3 spots. Going to be 3 wide for a moment with Eric Hutton. Wayne Sulfridge right here in 15th, up 16 positions. Big improvement there from the 71. Dennis Faircloth back a few spots, but he's trying to make those back up. Nick Gardner back 10 spots at the moment, but has earned some good stage points in this race. Alan Dice up 14 positions. Nick Alves up right where he started in 19th. 20th is Lyle Sulfridge. 21st, Tony Baird. 22nd, Brett Sommers. 23rd, Joey Mines. 24th, Cody Adkins. 25th, TJ Brendel. 26th, Kyle Payne. 27th, Dennis Steele. 28th, Jordan Brackell. 29th, Dallas Sullivan. 30th, Nathaniel Ostrowski, last car on the lead lap, and he is well behind and off the pace. Jordan Shepler, currently 31st, 1 lap down, trying to make as many laps as he can. Michael Newman, 1 lap down. He pitted just 7 laps ago after the green flag waved, and he was on pit road for 45 seconds, so I think a penalty there being served. Eric Hutton 2 laps down, 33rd, and the only driver off the track tonight, Robert Gilmore, 34th and out of the race. Battles now starting up here in the top 10. Safe Fair is down there below his teammate Keith Mayato. They're battling with Jeremiah Vincent and AJ Stravato. Josiah Vincent also up there, and now Eric Lambert going to jump up there, so maybe a swing in momentum for the High Line. As it has been a very clean race. The only issues we've seen have been basically right after restarts. As Gimmel still showing the way. It's V-Speed 1, 2, 3, and then Mark Emerson for LDR right there behind. And he's going to jump to the outside now and try and bring the Vincent Motorsports driver of Jeremiah Vincent up here into the fold. And now Jeremiah with a good run through 1 and 2. He'll try and get to the outside quarter panel of Emerson. And he is there, challenging for the 4th spot. Definitely seeing the high side develop now, with the Vincent brothers and AJ Stravato from LDR running up there. Definitely making some hay. But how long will it last? Will they be able to challenge for the lead? As we are closing in on 20 laps to go. Ryan Gimmel has led this low line and we have not seen any change in momentum from the low line being dominant. You even see Mark Emerson kind of jump out there, and then he jumps back in line. Maybe to provide a little bit of a pull to those guys temporarily. We'll see if he stays up here this time. Good run to the outside of Samard, but still just can't hang, and he's going to get a nudge there from the 9. A little bit swervy they go, and that is going to check them up big time. There goes Justin Carey right on past. Next in line, Keith Mayato. So Mark Emerson gets shuffled to the outside lane, and that slows them up. As he had all that air out in front of the race car, all of a sudden just smack the nose, and he got basically put out there, and the parachute dropped, and everybody behind him Hit to check up. Right now the battle side by side. Safe Fair is Mark Emerson. And Mark trying to work that side draft a little bit. He's right up there alongside Safe Fares, and you see him kind of starting to hint at working it, and then jumps up towards the outside lane to create separation. Here's a couple slow cars in front of him. He's trying to actually get draft from them. That is Nathaniel Ostrowski, Michael Newman, and then, oh, Eric Hutton well off the pace. This could be dangerous as Jeremiah Vincent works to the middle. 3 wide for a moment, 4 wide there for a second as they all avoid it, but Nathaniel Ostrowski, he is checked up behind, and that 77 not in a good spot. Brett Sommers goes to the middle, and we've got cars down on the apron. That is TJ Brendel as he gets back up onto the racing surface. Man, a couple close calls right there. And Dennis Steele trying to pull some draft from Hutton. Yes, things get a bit broken up during that sequence. Tony Baird at the tail of this lead pack, the top 20. Kind of created a gap back to Lyle Sulfridge, Brett Sommers, and Michael Newman. And they've gone back to single file here in the top 10. Eric Lambert up here in 10th position, right behind Nick Starling, who has had a very solid race. That number 99 car. And less than 20 laps to go. Are they going to be able to... Well, they'll probably be making a pit stop here pretty soon, I would think. It's been 24 laps for these guys who stayed out during the previous yellow. And about 20 laps for the guys who pitted. The question is, who's going to come down? When are they going to come down? Or are we going to see any kind of a yellow flag disrupt the pit cycle? As Gimmel still showing the way. He has just been absolutely dominant. I don't know what other word to use. Nobody's been able to pass him as he leads the way. And I mean, even Hatchell, his teammate, not able to keep up with him. It's been 2 car lengths separating these guys, and it seems like whenever the 8 gets close enough to maybe even attempt to make a move, just pushes the 6 back farther away, and nobody has jumped to the outside for the race lead. And I would expect pit stops pretty soon. Like I said, that could shake things up. We could see some penalties, and those guys around the cut line going to have to be very careful with how they get onto pit road. Good run right now for Justin Carey, up in the 4th position, up 10 spots from 14th. As he is in a V-Speed sandwich, the top 3 V-Speed drivers. In the 5th position, Keith Mayato, also a V-Speed driver. Safe Fair is essentially for Team Red Speed, the satellite team, working with these guys up here. And then Mark Emerson right there behind them has not been able to mount the charge to get any higher than about 4th position. Right now riding in 7th. And Madcat Felix saying that Hatchell probably has front end damage from spinning Robert Gilmore. I didn't see that happen. That must have been much farther back in the pack. I'm not sure if maybe when the caution flew exactly what happened, but Hatchell, I'm not seeing any significant nose damage. May not have really made much contact with him. We know how light of a tap it can take to send a car around. Does have actually a bit of a crumple there in the grill area, so that could be why he's not able to make a lot of progress. The 37 of Samard also with damage. As now Timmy Emanuele jumps to the high side. He's going to bring Nick Starling with him. Are they going to be able to mount a charge up here, just the 2 of them, or is anyone going to jump out in the lane with them? Right now, that does not appear to be the case. Just those 2 working in the high lane. Oh, the 21 up and down on the yellow lines. And that could just open the door for Timmy Emanuele to get up here But the 21 recovers, and he is trying to work that side draft. Nowhere to get down in line. And now he's going to get pulled back. The 36 of Mayato able to get back in front of him. Safe Fair is right there as well in 7th. And things getting a bit spicier up here is, oh, look at that aggressive side draft by Timmy Emanuele. Safe Fair is also going to pull up alongside and try and pull the 39 back, and it looks like it has worked for the moment. But Fair is trying to get out in front of Emanuele and not quite able to do so just yet. They're still side by side out of turn number 2. As you'll see kind of the effect right here, the 39 able to get a really good run as they kind of check up down low. And when did these guys start to think about making that pit stop? It's been nearly 30 laps for Ryan Gimmel and Seth Hatchell. And probably within a couple laps they will be down. Maybe it's lap 70 they make the move. And definitely know Gemmel's used the most gas of anybody being out front so much. Has not been the most interesting race, in terms of side-by-side action. We've seen a bit of it, but it really just seems like the cars aren't able to develop the run for the high side. And even when they do, they eventually lose steam and kind of fall back. As now they're making up a bit of ground, working that side draft. Timmy Emanuele alongside the 21 of Justin Carey, and this is about the farthest we've seen that outside lane get. Does Samard or Hatchell, do they jump out in front to try and stop that momentum? Doesn't appear so just yet, but Timmy Emanuele working the side draft to perfection. He has gotten up here challenging for 4th spot. And pit stops looming on the horizon. They're going to have to get in line, and you want to be as far forward as possible when you make these pit stops. As, a little bit of a tap right there from the 99. Could have sent Emanuele around, and that would have been disastrous for the field, as these guys up here in the top 10. Interesting to see Jeremiah Vincent and AJ Servato kind of fall back here. 15th spot, maybe saving some fuel. Not exactly sure what the call is, but they've got 32 laps of gas already used in the number 9 and 28 in the number 48. Jordan Shepler just brought it down a lap ago, but he, of course, all by himself here with the damaged race car, spent a minute and a half on the pit lane, and right now 4 laps down and out of contention. Here they come back past pit lane, not making the stop just yet. How far did they go? Are they hoping for a yellow flag? Is anybody saving, and can they make it to the end? I think it would be a huge stretch for anyone to be able to take it. That would be 43 laps. I don't think they can do that here at Daytona, especially with the drag that these cars have on them. And the field's starting to close in on a couple slow cars again. That is the 77 of Hutton, the 13 of Shepler. But look at this, a little bit of shaking and moving up here in the top 10. Justin Carey a little bit slow in front of Mayato. Is he checking up to give the 39 space? He's definitely slowed up, and they are approaching those lap cars rapidly. Hutton going to go to the high side. We'll have 3 wide for a brief moment. And everybody around Hutton cleanly, no issues there. Hutton keeping that car up by the outside wall, and man, this has just got to be so depressing to see everybody fly on past. Running in 33rd now, 5 laps down on a night that he needed to earn just a handful of points. Has not really been able to do so. And the field's still double file. We'll see it when drivers make pit stops. They're going to work around the number 13 of Jordan Shepler. Put him now a 5th lap down. And Scheffler up to speed a little bit more than the 77, but not by a whole lot. As the top three still single file, and then side by side, Timmy Emanuele, Justin Carey. That's been the battle to watch over the last 10 laps or so. The 39 has gotten to this point, but they have not been able to advance the high line any more than this. And you can see how much they're wiggling, how much they're trying to work that side draft and just not making any more progress. Those top three with the advantage. And when do they make a pit stop? Do they make a pit stop? It's going to be so close on fuel, I think, for some of these drivers. Gimmel, Hatchell, Samard, all essentially locked in. But a few drivers who need to make some moves. Nick Starling, Safe Ferris. Are they going to make a move? Mayato jumps to the outside of Justin Carey. Trying to get something going, maybe with the high line. Safe Ferris with a little bit of a push there from Mark Emerson out of turn number 2. And things definitely heating up, closing in on 5 laps to go. Who is going to win? Is it going to be Gimmel, who's been so dominant? It's going to be Hatchell making the move on his teammate late. Could it be Keith Mayato for the second time in round 1? Is it going to be someone else? I think we've got cars slow. Eric Lambert and a caution now flying. Nick Starling and many others involved. That could be the end of the playoff chances for Jeremiah Vincent, for Nick Starling and others. What happened? I saw cars getting squirrely. I saw them slow down, and man, it's going to be the end of the night for Nick Starling, I think. Let's go back here and take a look at what happened. The 99 up there in the high lane. See the 1 kind of come down. The 32, I think, gave a tap to the 44 of Safe Ferris, and then up the track, the 99 goes. Gets hit by Brett Sommers. Handful of other drivers. Zach Smith, I think, basically all the below the double yellow drivers involved in this one. What happened to Jeremiah Vincent to get involved in this one? He's in the second group. Goes to the apron. And just can't avoid it. On the brakes hard, it looked like, but man, big hit for him. Josiah Vincent as well involved. And he got hooked, man, hard head on into the outside wall. It's so hard to see in the smoke for these drivers, and that is just disaster for the Vincent brothers, who were right above the cut line coming in. You see Nick Starling with the damage as well. He might not even be able to get it rolling again. I'm not sure if he was. But Cody Adkins, Zach Smith, and quite a few others involved in this one. You see the 12 of Michael Newman with the hit. Sommers involved. Have Cody Adkins. Man, that is the big one of the night. And so close to the end of the race. What does that change? Keith Mayato stays out. You see Ryan Gimmel brought it in. He must have been running low on fuel. So Gimmel could be denied a race win after being so dominant here tonight. And up here in the front. Not sure if Safe has the race lead or it's Keith Mayato. I'm not sure. Oh, is Safe out of fuel? Oh, he just fell back to third. I'm not exactly sure what that was. But Keith Mayato, your race leader at the moment. He's looking for his second victory in round number 1 of the playoffs. Already locked in. He could prevent one of those guys below the cut line getting in. Tony Baird might have seen an opportunity to move on with the 4 and the 9 getting involved in the caution. Josiah Vincent still out here running. He's got heavy damage. That car crab walking just a little bit as well. I think Jeremiah Vincent just rolling off pit lane. He's going to have a hard time staying up to pace. But could see a couple more yellow flags before it's all said and done. But man, you got to feel for Nick Starling, who ran a pretty good race tonight. Just caught up in that, not really anything he could have done about it. Was out there on the high line. And he's going to see his playoff chances go up in smoke. As it will be Keith Mayato in control of this restart. Timmy Emanuele, who has seen an opportunity to potentially get the win tonight, open up for him. The top 12 stayed on the racetrack, 34 or 35 laps on the tires. And fuel for each of them. So it could be very close. You can hear a few of them have shut the engines off. Nathaniel Ostrowski gets a lucky dog. And things have just been shaken up completely. Ryan Gimmel, who's dominated, is going to restart 13th. He may not even get out of here with the top 10. And his teammate Seth Hatchell came down with him, as well as Chris Samard. They'll be all outside the top 10. But drivers could run out of gas. We'll have 3 to go when we get the green flag. It'll be Keith Mayato, Timmy Emanuele, Safe Fares, AJ Stravato, and Eric Lambert, the top 5. Is it going to be any of those drivers? Will they all be able to make it on fuel? Only one way to find out, and that's when the checkered flag flies. Here we go, green flag back in the air. A little spinning of the tires for the 39. That'll check up the outside lane. There's going to be some help there from AJ Stravato. Dennis Faircloth also up there in the high groove. As Mayato leads him down through 1 and 2. Eric Lambert now moves to 3rd. Timmy Emanuele getting a big push from the 70. He's going to get turned. Around he goes into AJ Stravato. Dennis Faircloth involved in cars crashing. Huge wreck out of turn number 2. And that is disaster for Timmy Emanuele, who looked like he could have had a shot at the win. And this could be the end of his playoff hopes as well. It's going to be so close at the cut line, I'm telling you. Some of these guys that earned points with late damage. What happened here? Let's see how this developed. All right, taking a look at the replay. See Timmy Emanuele out there on the outside of the 3. He gets down in line. 70, just a little off-center bump here, and around goes Timmy into the 48, head-on collision. Gimmel involved in that one, I think, as well, and AJ Stravato, obviously the huge hit right there. Mark Emerson, I think, just got slowed up behind him. Oh, TJ Brendel, hard hit. As Mark actually rolled in at the very end, said, hey, buddy, sorry about your luck. Ryan Gimmel, though, I don't know how close this was for him. Oh, he does get pretty good contact there. Look at the save by Dallas Sullivan. Oh, man, what a save. What a piece of driving. Dallas. That could be the best moment of the race, honestly, for him. Getting turned around there and maybe not finishing this thing could have been the end of his playoff chances. We've seen a lot of drivers who've had good opportunities to advance. We see Dennis Faircloth involved in this one. This could be a big hit for him. Up there in the high groove, just nowhere to go. That car absolutely destroyed as the 22 did not even slow down at all. Oh, man, just goes straight through. And then, oh, he bounces off Jordan Brackell. The TJ could be in for a penalty here with not slowing up for the wreck. And some close calls right there. That is for sure for a few drivers. And then, unfortunately, bad luck striking for a few of the playoff hopefuls. But it is not over yet. We're going to have another green-white checkered. Right now, Keith Mayato leading Safe Fares and Eric Lambert. Can those guys make it on gas with the extended race? We've already hit lap 80. The question is, they going to be able to make it? They're going to have to conserve like crazy, as only a handful of drivers have stayed on the racetrack through this, the last couple cautions. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll be right back with this final, hopefully final, green-white checkered attempt and see who's moving on to round number 2 of the playoffs.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim.
Simulators Anonymous is an online gaming community. The heart of this community is playing simulator-style games, everything from driving, farming, flying, to the occasional survival game. We would love for you to join us. If you play these style of games, or if you're just looking for a great community, we strive to be a community you can be an active participant in by offering events like every third Saturday night is a late night trucking on Truckers MP. We have a very own Minecraft server and with other servers starting soon. Come join Simulators Anonymous today at www.simulatorsanonymous.com.
Pace truck lights are off. We're going green this time. It'll be a green-white checkered finish. Some surprises up here in the top 5, but what an opportunity for some of these drivers to score their first career win in the Below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Safe Fair is up here on the front row with Keith Mayato. And then Eric Lambert, Alan Dayz, Dallas Sullivan, the top 5. Ryan Gimmel, Nick Gardner, Jordan Brackel, Seth Hatchell, and Justin Carey, the top 10. Green flag back in the air. Is this going to be the end of the race? Are we going to see any more cautions to shake things up? We've got slow cars at the back of the field trying to get up to speed. Keith Mayato able to drop down in line. And the question is, can these guys make it on gas? No one knows. As Safe Fair is now on the back bumper of Keith Mayato. Mayato looking for his 3rd victory. He's already locked in to round number 2. Safe Fares with this run would definitely be locked in. He already won a stage and he finished well in stage number 1. And we are headed back towards the start-finish line for the white flag, and it is single file among the top 6. Eric Lambert looks outside, not going to make the move just yet. He's got Dallas Sullivan. Here goes Seth Hatchell, going to jump to the outside. Hatchell looking for his 3rd win of the season. No help up there just yet. He's going to be left out to dry, so not the move to win the race, I don't think, but it's not over yet. The top 4 all close enough to win. Is it going to be Safe Fares? Will he make a move to the outside of Keith Mayato, who gave him the stage win? Is it going to be Eric Lambert or the 46 of Dallas Sullivan? Dallas with the save of the race just a few moments ago, and nobody making the move just yet. Keith Mayato out of turn number 4. Looks like he's going to win his 3rd race of the season down towards the start-finish line. Keith Mayato is going to win at Daytona, his 2nd time this year at Daytona for the number 36, 3rd win of the season, and they are crashing across the line. Big hits, but Keith Mayato wins in a dramatic turn of events late in this race. Keith Mayato. He won 2 weeks ago at Nashville Fairgrounds, and he wins again here tonight at Daytona. And 2nd place at Michigan last week. Man, it has been a round to remember for Keith Mayato as he drives it through the grass here on the back straightaway, hopefully avoiding contact, it looks like. But what a run from the 36. He only led 12 laps, and it was all pretty late in this thing, and also in stage 2. And he holds off Safe Ferris, and he'll advance. Already was advancing. And how about Eric Lambert with the podium finish? I believe the first he's gotten in the last couple seasons here on V-Speed. So congrats to Eric. We'll be interviewing him here after the top 2. Keith tearing it down here on the front stretch. And an absolutely dominating performance by Team V-Speed and the Team Red Speed driver of Safe Ferris. So congratulations to Keith Maiato. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back with the top 3 interviews and hopefully an announcement for the top 12 advancing. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
Hey, honey.
It's happening. The baby's coming.
Okay, I'm on the way.
Hey, buddy. You ready for the big game?
You're gonna be there. Right, Dad?
You can count on me. I wouldn't miss it for the world.
Hey, honey, Josh's flight landed early. He'll be here about 6:30. Can you make it?
Okay. I'm on my way.
We've got total gridlock out there this afternoon.
The average American spends over 40 hours a year, nearly 2 full days, stuck in traffic on our broken roads and bridges, while our lives move full speed ahead. It doesn't have to be this way.
Where is he?
Husband's on his way.
It's time for Washington to get America moving again by finally funding our country's infrastructure.
Where's Mom?
Tell Washington to fund America's infrastructure, because life won't wait.
V-Speed is proud to be partnered with Below the Double Yellow podcast, a podcast for NASCAR fans by NASCAR fans. Listen to Nick and Joe discuss all the latest on-track action, available on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. V-Speed is also proud to present the 2021 Below the Double Yellow Cup Series, brought to you by the American Trucking Association, starting January 14th, 8:25 p.m. Eastern Time, Thursdays at twitch.tv/VSpeedSim. And back at the racetrack now, we're going to be pulling up race winner Keith Maiato. Keith Maiato, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy? Well, Keith, seems your luck has definitely turned around here on Thursday nights. Man, what a round one in the playoffs. 2 wins in a second. Describe your night tonight and how you got it done here at Daytona.
Well, it was the help of a few guys, so it was interesting in the start, starting 4th and falling back to like almost 20th. I wasn't sure if we could make it back up to the front, but I tagged up with Eric and Safe, and we made a run, and we got within the top 10, which gave us a great chance to get our, the great finishes that we have in the top 3. So it was an eventful night. It was very hard racing to even get back up to the front, but with the finish of winning the race, it was fun.
Yeah, and definitely a good finish. You guys were probably real close on fuel there at the end. I would imagine we saw a few drivers pit with the few laps to go before we got those couple of yellows. How close were you there at the end, and did you think you were going to be able to make it?
If we had another green-white checker, I don't think I would have made it. The last time I checked, which I think it was with like 2 to go, I had like 1.5 gallons. So yeah, I don't think I probably would have made it. So the key was hopefully, caution wouldn't come out before the white flag, like if we're on the front stretch, because we would have burned a lot of fuel at, trying to get up to speed. So thankfully we got the white flag and took it home.
Yes, sir. And 2 wins and a second here in round 1 of the playoffs. A ton of momentum for you as we head to round 2, and we'll be at Dover next week, which, what are your feelings about that track?
It's usually a mixed bag. If it stays with some long runs, I should be fine. Usually with this later package, you got to be pretty aggressive. So I got to hopefully carry this momentum and forward. And hopefully I didn't use it all up in the first round. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, definitely showing these guys up here. And you could have very easily gotten 3 wins here to sweep the opening round. But, man, definitely peaking at the right time, I think. And congratulations on the victory. You start 4th, lead 12 laps on your way, and hold off Safe Ferris and others there in the closing laps. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before we let you go celebrate?
Yeah, shout out to my teammates, especially Safe. We worked together all race, and we made things happen for both of us. And shout out to yourself, V-Speed Racing and Lazy Dayz Racing for sponsoring the race, and all the admins at below the double yellow.
Awesome, Keith. Well, congrats, your 3rd win of the season, and you're definitely going into round 2 on a hot streak. So keep it up, and we'll see what you can do next week at Dover.
My best. Take care, Adam.
All right. That was Keith Mayato, race winner, 3 wins this season, and we'll see what he can do. Definitely some momentum building for the driver of the 36, but 2nd place finisher is going to be Safe Ferris. We'll see if we can pull him up here. Safe Ferris, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, Safe, you needed a big race tonight, and man, did you deliver. A ton of points being earned here, and you're almost, surely locked into next round. So, man, what a charge, though. Up from 22nd, you finished 2nd here and win a stage on your way. How'd you get it done?
Coming into this race, we knew it's going to be a big risk, especially plate racing. Lots of wrecks can happen. There's going to be a lot of aggressiveness. So we were trying to be conservative at the very beginning of the race. However, certain moves got us to mid-pack over there on stage 1. Then got coupled with my teammate Keith Mayato. And we worked together throughout the whole race. And it was great to actually have a teammate on the track. And that helped me a lot. End of stage 2, or just before the end of stage 2, a couple of guys actually pitted, trying to gain an advantage of restarting the final stage ahead of everyone, which worked out for them. However, we didn't account that they're going to be short on fuel, so it played out towards me and Keith at the very end. We ended up at the front, the last restart. I had a really great restart. However, I wasn't going to leave my teammates hanging on the outside. I'm happy that I got to push a teammate for the win. Happy with all the points that we gained tonight and making it to the next round. So yeah, great race all along.
Yeah, and you get another playoff point, and you were actually among, I think, the top 5 in terms of playoff points earned. This will be another one for you, and you'll have 6 going into round 2. We start off at Dover. What are your thoughts on going out there, and how do you think those playoff points will benefit you through that round?
Well, it's the Monster Mile that we're going to start at, and that's a hectic track as it is. I remember racing the VRL League over there about a month ago. It's a fast track, so hopefully we can just stay out of trouble and have good finishes. It's a short run track, so long runs our car is not that great, but we'll just go in feeling optimistic that we made it through the first round and we're in the top 12.
Yes,
or
sir.
sorry, the 12th, top 8.
Yeah, and a bit farther than you made it last season. You advanced from the first round where you got knocked out early last year. So definitely good to see you move on. Definitely some great performances this year, tonight included. And you've had a good couple nights of racing here on V-Speed. You start 22nd and lead 3 laps tonight, win stage 2, and end up second place behind your teammate Keith Mayato. Anybody you want to give a shout out to for tonight's run?
Yeah, I want to make a shout out to Eric Lambert. Today's his birthday, so Eric, happy birthday! I'm glad to see you finishing here in the top 3. So good job coming through the pack and having a good finish, man. Proud of you. As well, today's sponsor, BTDY Racing, and as well to all my teammates, from Keith to Ryan to Seth. And also Chris, you guys have worked with me really well this season, so thank you so much. I'm really privileged to run with you guys. And also the Below the Double Yellow League admins and administrators. Thank you guys for hosting a really good league where all of us can race together, and there's tons of respect and fun between us. And as well, Team V-Speed and V-Speed Broadcasting, led by you, Adam. A great job throughout the season and hosting all these broadcasts for us. So thank you.
Yeah, and thank you for a very exciting run and keeping things interesting for us here tonight at Daytona. Great finish, safe, and good to see some things turning around for you here week by week. It seems like you're getting closer and closer to the front. So we'll see what you can do next week at Dover and go celebrate with the boys at Team V-Speed. I'll catch up with you in a little bit.
Appreciate it, Adam. I hope everyone enjoyed the race.
Yes, sir. I'm sure they have. It was definitely a fun one. We'll talk to you soon, Tate.
Cheers.
All right. That was Safe Fair's second place finisher. Now the birthday boy. We'll pull him up in the booth here. Eric Lambert, Adam in the V-Speed booth. You got a copy?
I do.
Well, first of all, I want to wish you a happy birthday. And what a birthday present this is to finish on the podium here at Daytona. I think the car was pretty much clean, and man, you were up in the mix all race long. Even had a shot at it there at the end, but describe your race for us here tonight.
I really don't like this package, but we made do with it. I'm glad that I got up there. These super speedways I generally run really strong at. It feels good to finally put one away, but the car just would not suck up, and it was really hard to get momentum in that top lane. So it was just, and there towards the end, the car was on edge, being low on fuel. But all in all, third place.
Yeah, you had a lot of fans out here cheering you on, and Simulators Anonymous, and definitely cool to see you get a well-deserved run. We've seen you run so well at these tracks, like you said, over the last couple of years, and just haven't gotten the result really. But tonight, on your birthday, you get it, and what kind of confidence does that give you moving forward to next week at Dover?
It honestly, it helps me a little bit, but Dover and me really have a hate relationship. I hope to carry this momentum. I have Eric Gallion as a teammate. He works with myself and the other Simulator Anonymous racing guys. So, he's slowly working on building my confidence and helping me find those faster lines. So I'm just hoping eventually I can start being a top 10 car consistently.
Yeah, we've seen you have some pretty good runs this season. I think definitely improving over last year. So, it's nice to get a podium finish. Not everybody can get up here on the podium, and man, it's definitely an accomplishment for you, especially on your birthday. You put the 3 car in third position. Some kind of signs, some kind of Destiny-related thing happening there. Man, what a
I'm
race.
hoping we can get it there. I'm really hoping we can get it there. I don't think I'll ever be able to keep up with the names of like Keith Mayato and AJ Stravato, but you know, I'm looking to eventually be a solid top 10 car.
Yeah, and you're definitely on your way there, Eric. But tonight's race, you start 6th, you're up there in the mix all race long, you end up on the podium, man. Congrats on that. Anybody you want to give a shout out to before you go celebrate with the folks at Simulators Anonymous?
Oh yeah, I want to give a shout out to you for putting these on week in and week out. I generally go watch the race over after the Thursday night. I want to give a shout out to all my boys and girls over there at Simulators Anonymous, both the racing and the gaming side of things. Lazy Day Racing for sponsoring the race, and then of course, last but not least, my wonderful wife Amanda, and my son Hunter, and yeah, tomorrow we get the big news of seeing what we're having for baby number 2.
Oh wow, congrats on that. That's definitely exciting. And a 3rd place finish on your birthday, man, things looking up for you here. So man, congrats on that. Happy birthday, and you know, go celebrate, and happy for you as well for that announcement. So we'll be looking forward to that, hopefully in the Discord here. But thanks for putting on a show for us.
Well, thank you for broadcasting, and I hope y'all had a hell of a time watching this race, y'all.
Yeah, definitely was a fun one. Thanks, Eric.
Mm-hmm.
All right, 3rd place finisher Eric Lambert. Birthday boy, 3-car, 3rd place. Like I said, some type of Destiny-related thing happening there. Really cool to see him up here on the podium. Not something we see often. Somebody kind of disrupting the norm. So very, very cool. Keith Mayato, though, your race winner. Let's go to the rest of the results. That is not the results. This is the results. Keith Mayato, after a 6-caution race, 4 lead changes, he takes away the win over Safe Ferris, and both of those drivers going to advance. We'll see if we can get any word on the points standings. The calculators are probably burning up right now as they try to figure it out. But we'll make an announcement on social media. I don't think we'll have any news here in the next few minutes to be able to announce that. Eric Lambert, though, 3rd place finish behind the V-Speed drivers. Dallas Sullivan, great run for him, up 26 positions to finish 4th. Nick Gardner finishes with a solid top 5. Might be enough for him to move on. Seth Hatchell able to get back up into 6th. I think there was a wreck at the end involving his teammate Ryan Gimmel, who ended up outside the top 10. Chris Samard 7th here tonight. TJ Brendel 8th position. Tony Baird finishes in 9th. Dennis Steele rounding out the top 10. 11th position Joey Mines. 12th Ryan Gimmel, who dominated this race and unfortunately ends up outside the top 10. Jordan Burkell 13th. 20 positions gained in this race. Big run for him. Justin Carey 14th. Nick Alves 15th. Brett Sommer 16th. 17th was Alan Dice. 18th Mark Emerson. 19th Cody Adkins. Rounding out the top 20 was Nathaniel Ostrowski. 21st Kyle Payne. 22nd Lyle Sulfridge. Is that? Yes, that is Lyle. Okay. I always get them confused. 70 and 71, Lyle and Lane. So that's why sometimes I pause before their names. I'm sure they wondered that. Jeremiah Vincent, 23rd. 24th, Josiah Vincent. 25th, Dennis Faircloth. 26th, Timmy Emanuele. 27th, AJ Stravato. 27th, Jordan Shepard. 28th, Eric Hutton. 29th, AJ Stravato. Rounding out the top 30 tonight, Zach Smith. 31st was Nick Starling. 32nd was Lane Sulford's. 33rd, Michael Newman. And rounding out the field tonight, Robert Gilmore for Simulators Anonymous. They had one guy up on the podium, though, tonight, so that is a big race for them. So congrats to all of those guys. Congrats to Team V-Speed. Keith Mayato for his 3rd victory of the year. Thank you so much, Lazy Days Racing, for coming on board tonight. Glad to have you guys on this season. And if you enjoyed the race, consider hitting that follow or subscribe button. Would really appreciate you doing that. And check us out on all these different social media outlets. Also, don't forget, we're doing the big race next month, the World 600. May 20th to the 22nd, Charlotte Motor Speedway, presented by Aqualix Esports. $15 entry and over $1,500 purse going to be available in that big race. So, also going to be benefiting Stand Up to Cancer. If you want to learn more, head to belowthedoubleyellow.net and you can register or learn more information there. But want to thank all of you for tuning in, and hopefully you enjoyed tonight's race. Let's see who we can jump in with to end the night. And we're going to jump in with Justin Botello, who is streaming JustinBo20. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you next week on Wednesday and Thursday with both the Virtual Racing League and below the Double Yellow Cup Series. Have a great night.